God, it was cracking me up. They were talking about how like all of these horror movies in the 90s went to space. And they were like, what if Scream goes to space? But my favorite was one of them was doing like a Houston, what's your favorite scary movie?
I like that a lot.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Never Show the Monster. I'm Kelly Attaway.
I'm Chelsea Hollander.
So we are starting a new series, and the series is Possessed by Aliens.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited. You know, we've been talking about aliens.
We had to narrow it down because we had like a list of like 15 movies, and we were like, how can we make this not 15? And honestly, it almost became a list of movies that are referenced in the movie that we're talking about.
Yes.
Which is ridiculous.
I know. The movie we're talking about is The Faculty, which came out in 1998, which like we did that 97 series.
I just skirted by us.
What a great couple years for horror.
Yeah.
Like, damn, late 90s.
This was I mean, obviously I'm going to say watch it. Duh.
Yes.
But you should have already watched it 50 times on TNT and seen the edited version and then been like, oh, that's not what they said as you were watching the one on HBO.
I need to hear all of that because I think that I watched this movie a single time in the theater and never again until a couple days ago.
I watched it countless times on TV. It was one of my favorite movies. Anytime it came on TV, I sat and watched it. And like the entire time I was watching it last night, I just kind of like every scene just had such a vivid part in my brain. You remembered the whole thing. Yeah. I remembered even like different parts where I was like where I was sitting whenever I watched it. Like the part where Stokely like turns around, that scene, and the part where Josh Hartnett, he has a different name.
Yeah. Zeke.
He pulls up the the
paper
cutter.
The paper cutter.
No, paper cutter.
Oh my God. Okay. So when do you think was the last time you watched this movie?
Had to have been at least 10 years ago.
Okay.
Maybe less, but not likely. And if I did see it, I only watched part of it because I was sitting. Who has cable?
No.
The only time I would have been able to see it is like at a hotel. Like I can't think of any time where I would have just had it. And it's on HBO Max, which is not one that I would normally jump to. If it came on as a suggestion for me, I might have just put it on in the background.
Yeah.
But it has never been like super available to me via streaming service that I've been aware of. So like looking it up on Just Watch, and I was like, oh, this has got to be on everything.
I know. I was surprised that it was on so few things. Like I had to get an HBO Max subscription to watch this.
Oh, I should have just.
No, I go back and forth. I'm a chronic subscription jumper.
That's fair.
I remembered liking it, but going into it, I was like, it's going to be bad, right? Like it's going to be fun. Like it's going to be fun. And I'm going to be like the 90s, Josh Hartnett. We love to see it. No. This movie fucking whips.
Yeah, it's the best. And it's like, we were just talking about Scream a little bit before this, but it was rewritten by Kevin Williamson.
I know, but I did not realize that until the end.
Yeah, and his name pops up and you're like, what the fuck?
And then directed by Robert Rodriguez. And I was like, what the fuck?
I also forgot that. I was like, I had no idea. And I was like, that's why it's a perfect.
It's so good. So yeah, the whole time watching it, I was like, who fucking made this? This is the best. And then I saw those two names and was like, okay. Got it. Okay. Yeah. No, that all tracks then.
Mm-hmm.
So for the listener, if you haven't seen this one, this is basically Breakfast Club meets Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Yeah.
Like we've got, we're following a group of teens in high school and
that match all the archetypes.
And one of my questions is, which one are you?
Oh, we know. We're both the same one.
Yes, we are. Yeah. Wouldn't it be crazy if I was like Basket Case and you were like Molly Ringwald?
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm no Molly Ringwald.
Honestly, I might be Judd Nelson.
I could see that.
I'm not. I want to be Judd Nelson.
Well, I always think of him. So this is the mistake that I made when I was younger. I watched Cabin by the Lake before I watched Breakfast Club. So then I was like, oh, that's the murderer. That's the guy who puts the ladies in the lake.
Okay, spoilers for Cabin in the Woods.
Oh,
or Cabin by the Lake.
Oh, this is also referenced in Cabin in the Woods. There's like a line about a experiment in a high school that didn't go as they planned, or in a science lab that didn't go as they planned.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, love that.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. So let's do some facts and figures.
Yes, let's do
We've
it.
got release year 1998. Writer, the screenplay, Kevin Williamson. Story is David Wechter and Bruce Kimmel. Mm-hmm. And I don't really know, like, I understand conceptually what that means, but like logistically, I don't know what that means.
So they wrote the story and then he just like edited. They did a bunch of other stuff, but it's not stuff that I have ever heard of.
No, but one of them is like a big theater musical guy, and his little grubby fingerprints are all over this fucking movie, and I cannot wait to tell you about it.
I'm excited.
You're not going to care. You're not going to understand any of it, but I was so thrilled.
But the energy you're bringing is making me love it. So
thank God.
I'm excited.
So yeah, the director is Robert Rodriguez, who's like, everybody knows him for horror, specifically from
Kids.
Dusk Till Dawn, or Spy Kids,
Perfect
or
movie.
Spy Kids. What's that line that Steve Buscemi has in that everybody quotes? It's like, it's about
Spy
God.
Kids?
Yeah. It's like this weird, like, existential quote.
It's Steve Buscemi. Oh, is it in a later?
Steve Buscemi. Yeah, it might be 3, or maybe even the Shark Boy Lava Girl universe.
I think it might be Shark Boy Lava Girl. Those ones, like, it feels like it overlaps, but it doesn't. Okay. Do you think God lives in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he created?
Oh, yes. That's the one. It's like this big existential question. And it's from a Spy Kid or
Spy
a
Kids
Lava
too.
Girl. Okay.
It is from Steve Buscemi and Spy Kids too.
Well, also Robert Rodriguez. And I bet their paths crossed in some like Tarantino landscape too.
Oh, Buscemi?
Buscemi and Rodriguez. Yeah.
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 Okay, gotcha.
Because both of them are like associated with the like, well, is Buscemi associated with Grindhouse? He's associated with
Adam Sandler.
Tarantino.
What has he done with Tarantino?
Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I am sorry for that, everybody. I am also disappointed.
So, I'll cut it out, or I'll bleep it just for like 30 seconds. And boy, okay, there are so many characters in this movie, and we like can't leave any of them out. Like all of them need to be named. Mm-hmm. So the leads, y'all buckle up. Whatever.
Jordana Brewster from Fast and Furious playing Delilah.
Oh, I didn't know that she was from Fast and Furious.
She's eventually going to be in the new one set in India.
Oh, you're making a face. Do we not? Oh, our bit.
Oh yeah, it was a callback. Damn. I don't know if she's still alive in the. Is she still alive in the Fast and Furious movies? I have no idea.
Girl, I don't know.
It's been some time since I watched any of those. I think I stopped after the 5th one.
Yeah, I don't know. I might have stopped after the first.
5, yeah. Yeah. That's fair. The fact that you made it to the first is more impressive.
In the theater, I bought tickets for me and my friends.
Oh, that's really nice.
I also bought some butterfly clips that day. So
okay.
I'm using them all.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, what else are you going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Legally.
You can get
so we've got Jordana Brewster.
Yes.
They're already pierced, baby. PSA, don't go to Claire's for piercings. They use those guns. You can't sterilize all the way in there. Go to a proper piercer, not even a tattoo shop.
Okay. That's where my ears were pierced. I agree, but that is where my ears were pierced.
Yeah, that's where all of our ears were pierced. But we deserved better.
Yeah, I agree on that.
Yeah, so Delilah, she's the Molly Ringwald. She's the beauty, the princess, and also the jerk, a bully in this one. Then we've got Josh Hartnett as Zeke, who is Judd Nelson.
Yeah. The criminal.
Yeah, the criminal.
Mm-hmm. So the princess, the criminal.
And then
Stokely, Clea Duvall.
She's the basket case or the recluse, I think.
Basket
is also
case?
what they call her.
I
Basket
thought
case
they just
is what
called her
I've
basket
always.
case. Yeah.
Yeah. Goth girl.
Yeah.
And we've got Elijah Wood as Casey in the Anthony Michael Hall. Which is it? Anthony Michael Hall. Who am I thinking of?
Yeah, Anthony Michael Hall.
Dexter. Is Dexter? No, that's not him. That's
what
a different
is
guy.
his name? Yeah, different guy.
Name,
what is his name?
His name is
Michael Anthony Hall.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look that up. Did he choose it because he's such a big fan of Anthony Michael Hall?
I'm like, I see that you're looking it up and I'm like, my palms are getting sweaty because I'm like, did I make this up entirely? Is that not his name?
It's Michael
C. Hall.
Okay,
it's Michael C. Hall.
I think that's still good. I think that's still good.
Okay.
Yeah.
My anxiety was
I wonder if his
roof.
real last name is or middle name is Anthony, but he had to change it because he didn't want to get confused with Anthony Michael Hall.
Yeah.
This is completely true. If you want to learn anything from this podcast, please take this away from it.
Okay. We've got, oh boy, Sean Hattosi? Hattosi?
I would say
we've got
ecstasy,
Sean,
but I'm sorry, Sean.
as Stan in the Emilio Estevez role, the jock.
Yeah.
And then our outlier is Laura Harris in the role of Mary Beth, a little hayseed from Louisiana, or not.
Wait, she's from Atlanta.
You're right.
They're both South. They're both in the South. They both have heavy Southern accents.
Heavy, yeah, and humidity is the other thing I was remembering.
Humidity,
like thematically for the movie.
Okay. She looks like her hair was wet at some point.
Well, they love water. They're water folk.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, why Ohio then?
See, I can be insightful. Well, they talk about that in the movie.
Yeah, but I mean, the back door could still be in Louisiana or Atlanta.
Yeah.
I think that was choices
you're
made.
making good points.
Yeah. And it was shot in Texas, so it probably would have been more applicable for them to.
Oh, yeah. Just do it there.
Yeah.
We've also got Usher as Usher, I guess.
I think that's his name.
Nameless jock.
Yeah, that's fair.
Good for him. And then the faculty. We've got Famke Janssen as Miss Burke. Timid. Perv. Piper Laurie as Miss Frizzle. I didn't catch her name.
Miss Olsen. But yes, Miss Frizzle would be the...
She's given real Miss Frizzle in that first scene.
At the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah. Robert Patrick as the coach. I didn't recognize the principal, BB Hewworth.
I did not recognize her either.
She's done a bunch, and it looks like a lot of voice acting.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Does she do Leela? Sorry.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm gonna have to look at that because I was watching it with Ryan. He was like, "Is that Leela?" And I was like, "Are you saying that because she has hair, or are you like recognizing the voice?" And he was like, "I do not know.
Unclear. Hard to know." Yeah.
Also, take that away from this.
Then we've got Salma Hayek as the school nurse and Jon Stewart as the science teacher, who's credited in IMDb as professor.
Oh, in high school?
That's what I said. But he did keep saying, like, I'll have to talk to the university. So is he maybe like on loan? He's like doing like a...
No. No, definitely
No,
not.
I don't think so either. No, I
He's
don't think
definitely
so
a high
either.
school teacher. He wants to be a professor. Maybe that was
He
like I
really
really want to be a
does.
professor.
Yeah, he was like trying to get accepted by the people he wishes were his peers.
And some honorable mentions
Yes.
is oh no, I can't see his last name.
McDowell.
Shooter McGavin from Happy. Thank you for knowing exactly who I'm talking about.
Well, we've listed nearly everybody in the movie.
I have two more.
Is it the fuck you girl and the fuck you guy?
No, but I think the fuck you guy is somebody who is somebody. I don't know if it's just the face, but it's got Danny Masterson, the one who is terrible, the
that's
Scientologist,
right. Yeah.
and Wiley Wiggins from. Do you know who that is? Okay, so Danny Masterson's bestie, the short guy,
Yeah.
is the main character in Dazed and Confused.
Oh,
with the long hair. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. No, I did not recognize. Ryan recognized him, and he was like, I've seen him before. He has long hair. And I was like, no, you haven't. And then I looked it up and I was like, I'm going to eat my words here.
When did Dazed and Confused come out?
Pretty close to when this came out, right? It was late 90s.
Oh, you know what? I'm thinking of Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, Jesus, how
he
long
aged
has he been
really
playing
well.
a teen?
Oh, no, it came out in 93. So he
just looks good.
aged a lot since then. That's 98. Like, that's 5 years. He doesn't look older. I thought he looked younger. Good job not aging backwards.
Damn. Do you think he's the alien?
I mean, he is at one point.
Well, is he or is the thing inside him?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a body horror movie, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, as this movie started, I didn't remember much. I knew Josh Hartnett was in it, and I knew the gal who played Daisy in Dead Like Me was in it.
Oh.
But I didn't really remember anybody else. And so watching all of these faces come on screen, I was like, huh!
You're like, this is the best cast in the 90s ever.
I was so excited. Like, Robert Patrick is like the first face you see. And I know that everybody like looks at Robert Patrick and thinks of the T-1000, but I look at him and think of the X-Files because he plays an agent in it later. And looking at his IMDb today, I noticed that he was also in Fire in the Sky, which is another alien movie that was on our original list of too many alien movies. That's like, it's fiction, but it's like part documentary.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to have to watch that. I'm going to have to watch that. And then, what do you know Clea Duvall from?
But I'm a cheerleader.
Okay.
That was just like my automatic reaction. I've seen her in 1 million things.
Yeah.
But that's the one that stuck out for me. She's in a lot of stuff. Honestly, if I had to choose the one thing that I would have known her from, it would have been The Faculty, because she was the character that I was like most identified with, I think, at the time.
Absolutely. Yes. Big time same. Yep.
There was a really funny, I saw a TikTok of it. God damn. And it was like a Zoom call, and it was like, Natasha Lyonne was on it and another person. And then Clea Duvall was like, yeah, I'm gay. And then Natasha was like, oh, what?
Natasha, are you finally going to be gay? Because I will ship the two of you so hard.
Yeah. Love her. Oh my God. Oh, I knew this. I'm an idiot. Sorry, I'm going through her IMDb because I was like, what else is she in? Girl Interrupted, obviously. But also Ghosts of Mars, which is on our list of the movies that we're watching for this series. I forgot that's one of the reasons that I chose that movie, because I was like, I just feel like it's going to be good. Oh, she's all that. Shit. Can't hardly wait. She's in everything.
She's in everything. And the reason I wanted to call her out specifically is because I cannot remember what media you and I were talking about, but you were trying to sell me on something, and you were like, it's got Clea Duvall in it.
It might have been the Mars one, the Ghost on Mars.
No, this was like years ago.
Oh, okay. Okay, good.
And you were like, it's got Clea Duvall. And I was like, who? And you were like, you'll know her, the girl with the face. And then I looked her up and I was like, the girl with the face. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so like, that's how I think of her now. Every time I see her, I'm like, the girl with the face.
Oh, I love her so much. She's one of my most favorite actresses in all of time. She doesn't vary up her character very much. I feel like she is herself in everything that she's in.
That's appealing to me.
I was reading about the trivia in it, and Elijah Wood, somebody in the film, or somebody, the director, no, probably not Robert Rodriguez, one of the writers, somebody told him that, hey, Lord of the Rings is about to start filming. You should try out for it.
Oh
and
my God.
they didn't tell him that Peter Jackson was like hiring mostly British actors, but he was like, you should send in something. So like they pushed him. And I don't know how real that is, or if it was more like his agent was like, you should probably do this.
Print the legend.
But this is like this is how he, we'll say this is how he became Frodo Baggins.
Oh my God.
Little
There's a
Frodo
direct
Baggins.
line between the faculty and Lord of the Rings. I love
Jesus.
that. What? So, God, he had been in the public eye for like a million years at this point, right? Because he did that movie with
He did
one of the Culkins.
Flyer?
When they were
The
little?
Good Son.
The Good Son.
Yeah, that was a rough movie. That movie scared me. Macaulay Culkin was mean.
Oh, we don't like that.
Mm-mm. I like a kind Culkin, not a mean one. Which I haven't watched Succession. I've watched the first couple episodes, but I need to watch that.
Now that I have HBO Max, I guess I don't
might
have
as well
any
jump
excuse.
in.
You know I love Kieran.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So going into this, I remembered one scene.
Oh.
Like there is a lot of really striking imagery in this movie.
So that's why I'm shocked that you only remembered one scene.
What
scene was it?
Well, it is so innocuous that you're going to be like, that is the one? That's the one?
I don't know. You'd be surprised at the scenes that like triggered stuff for me.
It was the like flashback reveal.
Oh, okay. Of the pinky.
No, the pinky. I did not remember the pinky.
That one. Okay.
Hated that. But same scene with her nostril closing.
Oh, yeah. That little.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. That one scene.
Yeah, that was like... That was it. I did not remember that Usher was in this. So when he showed up, I was like, fucking Usher! This movie has everything.
Which this movie seems like a lot of fun. This might be a movie where
really
I
does.
assume they had a good time on set. This is the one I would watch the DVD extras for, but I did not have them available to me.
Can you imagine? That would be chaotic. Yeah. Having all of them in a room trying to like tell stories about, you'd need like 4 different cuts of like, you'd have to like pair off the teens in their Breakfast Club matchings and do like behind the scenes commentary 4 times.
Oh, yeah.
We get some sort of deep cut Easter eggs right off the bat, like right out of the gates. The first one is one of those theater jokes. I screamed at the beginning. The principal is like running through the budget for the school, and it's like, all of you like math and science teachers, you don't get anything. Everything is going to the football team. Not math and science, arts, everybody. Nobody gets money except football. And the Miss Frizzle approaches her after and is like, the kids really want to do Guys and Dolls. They've got their heart set on it. And the principal says like, well, if they use the set from last year's Our Town. And I was like, Our Town's whole thing is that it doesn't have a set. Like it is intentionally very minimal. So right off the bat, I was like, okay, we're doing fun stuff. We're doing theater kid jokes. We're doing theater kid jokes in a horror movie. This fucking never happened.
It probably happens for you, Kelly.
All the time. But yeah, it did feel like a little treat.
Yeah.
And then Clara Duvall Stokes was when
Casey?
Mary Beth.
Oh, yeah.
Is that her name?
Yep.
Approaches her. She's reading a Robert Heinlein book. Who's like, she references him by name later on. He's like a big time UFO guy, big time sci-fi writer, in addition to being a big time UFO guy. There was a book, actually, maybe I bought it. When I was with you, I was visiting you and we went to that bookstore with the cats.
Oh, yeah.
There was a crazy old Robert Heinlein book, the description of which was bonkers, and the cover art was even more bonkers. And I was like, I've got to take this.
Yep.
I have to. I need this. So I hope it's in.
Now have it.
Okay, so while I was watching this, I had the release year wrong. I thought it was 96 instead of 98.
Oh.
And so the whole time I was watching it, I was incredulous.
About when Men in Black came out? Oh.
Not Men in Black specifically, though they do mention that.
Yeah, and I was like, wait, when did Men in Black? I was like, didn't that come out after this movie?
Round about this time would have been Mimic, too. That was also 97.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some, like, strong parallels with this movie. Weird bugs. The, like, autopsy. You don't do an autopsy on a bug. What is it? Dissection.
Dissection, yeah. Well, whenever you did that, I was, like, swiping your card doors, key cards.
No, it's a scalpel. I'm doing scalpel.
Gotcha.
Maybe I would stabilize with a finger. That's on me. My mime skills. I didn't get it into clown college.
There's still hope.
Maybe. They're very physically demanding.
That's fair.
So, but I was thinking about that. Like, the dissection scene is almost identical to the dissection scene in Mimic. And I was wondering if these two were, like, bought at the same time. They're both Miramax. They're both Weinstein produced.
Oh.
Like, you know how right now Air and that, like, Cheeto movie, it's not, I don't think that one exists.
Hot Cheetos? The Hot Cheetos one?
Yeah, maybe. And the Tetris movie. Like, these movies all came out at the same time, and I was reading a Twitter thread about how
A lot of movies get
that's
that.
fairly common in Hollywood. Like, you, like, scattershot essentially identical movies.
Yeah, there was...
Was this a Mimic?
I feel like
sister?
this one was different enough that I feel
It's also
like...
better.
Yeah, for sure. They also had... I don't know, even the... Because this one technically wasn't a bug, I guess, but it was close.
It was bug-ish.
It was a new phylum.
Cephalopod.
Casey called it a phylum, and I was like, oh. So genus, species?
Yeah, it's one of those.
Yeah.
Cephalopod is like an octopus.
Yes. And they did talk about it being that, and they were like, why would it be here? This is Ohio. Also, Jon Stewart was great in it.
So happy
Love
to
him
see
so
him.
much. Yeah.
So he did a great job. Like, he was
phenomenal.
Like, goofy as the teacher before he's possessed, but not so goofy that you're like, tone it down, Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
Until that closing credit.
Oh, what? Was there a
There's not
credit
like
at the end?
Yeah, they do, like, little montages behind the credits of some of the characters after they're no longer possessed. And he's, like, at his desk in the high school, and he's holding a donut.
Wait, is he
cheery.
not dead?
No. He gets unpossessed.
Okay.
I know, it's fine because it was just a bit. So he, like, turns around to wave, and he's wearing an eye patch, obviously.
Aww.
And he's holding this donut, but he lost all those fingers, and so he drops the donut while he's trying to wave. Like, okay, we can do a little bit of comedy. That's very, I feel like that is sort of a hallmark, definitely of Kevin Williamson, but also of Robert Rodriguez. Like,
oh, yeah.
We can be a little goofy. I love that.
I was going to say, if we were going to talk about the plot, so all these kids find out that there's something going on. The faculty is possessed. And they were like, I think it's aliens, because Casey did find that little alien thing on the ground. And then Jon Stewart was like, let's look at it. I'm going to send it off to the university. And then they're like, shit's going down, guys. And then you get this perfect scene, in my opinion, of any movie ever made. And it's the scene when they do the drugs. And how many times in my life did I assume at some point, because I had watched this before high school, did I assume at some point I was going to be forced to do drugs just to prove that I wasn't an alien? At least 20 times. That was a huge fear of mine. I didn't want to go to parties. I was like, if I go to a party, are they going to think I'm not an alien? Like, I was really worried. I thought this was going to be a bigger thing. I thought it was going to be like all of high school was having to take drugs to prove you're not an alien.
And you mean alien literally, not metaphorically?
Oh.
I just want to be clear.
Yeah, I meant literally. I was always afraid of being forced to take drugs in high school. And I was like, it's understandable why they have to take drugs. Stan doesn't want to take drugs, but he has to take it. What if I get put into a situation where I just can't say no?
Yeah, no, that's a reasonable question. Mm-hmm. I think especially under duress of alien invasion, like absolutely,
could happen to anybody.
Let's do whatever we need to do. Boy, can you imagine? Did it ever happen? Did you get cornered? Forced to take drugs to prove you're not an alien?
Hold on, let me think back.
Yeah.
No.
Cool.
I'm trying to think of the other ones. I was like, do you have to be forced? Because I'm thinking of all the other alien movies where you have to prove, like, if it's a pool party and you don't get into the pool, does that make you an alien? Because Signs just came out. What are you supposed to do? Yep. This is just going to be a spoiler fueled.
Yeah, sorry, you guys that were spoiling these movies from 20 years ago.
Yeah, it's like, you're not getting in the pool. Are you an alien? I don't know. Maybe. Just splash some on me. I'm not going to get in the pool. I'm a teenager. I don't want to wear a bikini. Let me stay up here in my t-shirt.
Yeah, just let me be out here. Did you not hear that I'm Stokely Stokes from the faculty?
I'm going to wear a giant sweater in the middle of summer every day. Every day.
You know it's going to be black. Mm-hmm. Like it matches my eyeliner. Like I can't get in the pool with all this.
They don't get it.
They don't get it.
I also liked the logic for each of them as to why they can't do the drugs.
I know.
Like, every one of them has a reason, and they're all fucking stupid. Like,
just do it.
Zeke, I'm not gonna take my own stash. Dude.
Especially when you know it's like 90% caffeine pills.
Yeah. And what was Stokely's? She was like, no, that's tacky. And I was like, bah. And I loved his response. He was like, aliens are taking over, weigh it.
Yeah. Like, suck it up. Literally suck it up.
I feel like in this movie, the lines that I saw in this movie, I was like, these are the ones that were quoted in my head likely most often.
Ooh.
Yeah. He's tweaking.
Those
let
ones?
him tweak, man. Yeah, like
He's
I feel
tweaking,
like
let him tweak.
Yeah.
You know, I will say I've done a number of drugs. And I don't think I'm tweaking in that situation. Like, certainly not giggling. I'm not
With
giggling.
caffeine pills, do caffeine pills make you giggly? He said there were other household items in there.
Yeah.
I was like, that's more concerning. What is it, Lysol? I don't know. Don't tell me there are other household items.
Is it borax?
And honestly, whenever Mary Beth was like, I'm allergic, and I was like, do you want her to die on you? Like, I mean, I don't know. And first, when she says that, you need to be like, why are you saying that? Got
it, alien. Understood.
We don't even need to give it to you. Maybe don't give her the powder that can kill people. Maybe.
What do? You've got to treat it werewolf style, right? You've got to like lock her in a closet somewhere and be like,
sorry,
like,
this is all we can
trust
do
you, but I can't let you out either. Yeah. But I also, it feels like we're playing by Slug rules.
Mm-hmm.
So could we not just like use demon weapons and throw salt around? Dry them out?
That's a good point.
Could we not put the drug like in your lip, like chewing tobacco? Not to poke holes in your work, Kevin Williamson.
Well, even when they were doing it, I was like, why don't you just take a caffeine pill?
Great question.
Then they would be on top of it and they wouldn't be tweaking. They would be like just really focused.
Yeah. Although I guess maybe you need it to like, maybe you don't need it in your system, like in your blood, but in your like squishy parts. Like maybe it needs to like touch a membrane.
To be effective immediately.
But even then, like crush up the caffeine pill.
Yeah.
And hold it in your mouth. I don't know. I don't think that we need to risk anaphylactic shock.
Yeah, no. And they also, whenever...
Sorry. No, wait. Hold on. We're being Stokely. We're being the basket case. Put it in perspective. Yeah. Take it.
Well, no. If you also look in the context of whenever she just put all the powder on the principal's face, you just have to like drop a little on their face.
Yeah.
Just see if it
It's impactful.
see if it
straight away.
sizzles. See if it sizzly.
Yep. See if it sizzles.
Also, that whenever she throws it, that's like poof in the air. There's shit all over the air. Do you not suck that in? That goes.
She closed up her little nostrils. She closed up them nostrils.
Shit, that's really smart. Okay.
She was also sabotaging them. Get rid of all of the product.
Yeah,
What do they
for
call
sure.
it?
That was really smart. Yeah, they kept calling it scat. You know, poop.
Scat? Yeah, I didn't love that.
I tried to look that up. Is that a thing that in the 90s that people did?
I don't know. I don't know.
We can ask Nate. Nate'll know.
Yeah, he'll know.
us.
Okay, can we talk about
Yes.
you're Jon Stewart. Elijah Wood rolls up into your classroom and is like, found this weird thing. Mm-hmm. Stokely spills water on it and it starts wiggling.
Yeah.
Do you put it in that tank?
Why not?
I don't think I put it in the big fish tank.
Wait, do you think you don't do it because of your fear of what it could be? Or do you think it's because you're in the future?
I mean,
I would do it. I would do it because I'm the person who hears something and is like, I'm just going to go look at it. It's going to be fine.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with this.
I guess I don't do it with a bunch of teens.
Well, would you, okay, based on your knowledge and your experience,
Yeah.
would putting something into water ever affect it in a way that you would be concerned with?
Well, yeah, but that's, I think, specifically because cephalopods freak me out. So I'm already scared of octopuses.
Okay, that's
So
that's
if
fair.
somebody is like, this is like a tiny octopus, I'm going to be like,
Kill it?
do you have a safe?
Aren't they sentient? Wasn't there just an article released?
Do not fucking tell me that. Do not fucking tell me that.
Merry Christmas.
Those freak me the fuck out. Have you seen the videos of them like opening jars from the inside? Dude. Yeah, now it's not so funny.
Do I need to pause? So I watched this video when I was younger. And I say video because it was on a VHS. And it was one of the few things that I watched over and over again, this in a rainforest video. But it was like a song video to the Under the Water. Like there was a sea one and then there was a rainforest one. And I had the one in the ocean and that was my favorite one. And I wish I could remember any of the songs, but I fell in love with octopi.
No, it's pusses.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think, but never mind. I take it back.
Yeah. No, that's my favorite part about that. Okay, so one of the hypotheses about cephalopods that, you know what, now that I'm saying it out loud and we're talking about this movie, I wonder if Heinlein pioneered this idea.
No.
Which is that cephalopods are aliens. Like they invaded the earth a long time ago and they're just like
hanging
chilling
out
and minding their own business.
That's fine. Then wouldn't you love them? Why are you anti them? You love aliens.
Well, because I don't trust them. Too wiggly. No bones. No bones. I don't like that. I need a vertebrate. It got me thinking about, do you remember, well, you weren't an X-Files guy.
I'm sorry.
If I say the Oilian or the black oil,
Okay.
do you remember that from the X-Files?
No, but is it like Alex Mack?
Yes. Except that Alex Mack, to my knowledge, never like oozed into somebody else's nose, eyes, and ears.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, she should. No, maybe she shouldn't have. I was going to say she should have tried it.
No, she should not have.
You can get access to different things. You could be the president for a day.
That's disrespectful. You shouldn't be like oozing into somebody's eye sockets.
Okay, that's fair. But this is going into possession by alien.
Possession by alien. This is possession by alien.
It's non-consent. What if they consented?
It's still possession, I think, technically. Like,
Yeah.
okay, was Cass possessed in Supernatural?
Oh.
There were times where he for
'Cause he
sure
did
was when
allow
he did
it.
not want it.
Yeah.
But he wanted it originally. He was like,
did.
I'm a vessel. That's still possession, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. But is it as icky?
No, I think if you consent, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who would you ever want, if you had the chance to possess somebody, who would you possess?
Are they consenting or not?
Consenting. Completely consenting. We would never
Okay,
possess anyone non-consensual.
Okay. Let's see. Who would I possess? I don't know. They're into it? I don't know. Do I?
You're like, if they're into it, I'm not into it. So
No, I mean, like, if they're cool, sure. Like, if I have the power to possess and you're, like, super into possession and it doesn't bother me to possess you, then, like, okay.
Tilda Swinton.
She's already possessed. There's something in there. I need information from them before we can cohabitate.
That's fair. John Malkovich.
Nicolas Cage.
Oh.
I, like, get to cosplay being John Malkovich for a day.
I like the Nicolas Cage one.
Well, Nicolas Cage is the funnest because you can, like, just be ludicrous all day, every day. And they'll be like, God, you got to respect his art.
Okay, we figured that out.
Can we talk about how fortunate it is that Stokely's hypothesis that if you kill the leader of the aliens, everybody else becomes unpossessed?
Yeah, because that would have been awful. Especially, okay, still can't. Famke Janssen, the teacher, her head got chopped off and still she came back at the end. So it doesn't matter. There's no consequences. Good for them.
There's no
Great
consequences.
For them.
Although Famke Janssen is, like, wearing a scarf at the end.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Like,
she was like, well,
leching on Zeke. Yeah. It's, like, hidden.
Yeah. That
which
was
works
a rough
for her
one.
aesthetic. She's very, like, 50s timid.
Well, at the beginning,
little silk scarf.
I agree, I was like, oh, that is rude. He is being very rude. She's so sweet. Then at the end, I was like, he may have been held back a year. He is still a child.
I know. That's why I called her a perv earlier.
Foxy child, but a
foxy child.
He was older than that in the movie, right? Like, he was an adult.
Girl, he was 18 at most.
Well,
you know what? 19 at most.
Yeah.
Teen, though. He was a teen. And so I was trying to think, like, I mean, she looks good. Maybe she's 21.
Is she young? Yeah. Maybe just out of college, just finished her teaching degree.
Yeah.
She's very timid. She hasn't been hardened by the kids, so she's not willing to stand up to them as much as she had to have just started.
She's no, like, Dangerous Minds.
So maybe a 3 or 4 year difference. Oh, we're talking about in the movie. Well, I was talking about in real life because he's, what year was it? 98?
8.
Okay. Add 2 more years.
To
20.
what?
He was 20. Sorry.
I was like 2000.
Oh, no. Okay. So he was a youngin'.
How old was she? Sorry.
I was just trying to figure out if it was appropriate for me to think he was attractive.
Oh, today, presently.
Yeah.
Yeah. The trouble with these, like, teen movies, especially, I mean, specifically ones that we watch
because they have
as
aged
teens,
in our brains no matter what.
And even if that's not the case, when I'm thinking about them as, like, hubba hubba ding ding, I'm thinking about them, like, when I was, 10 when this movie came out.
He was definitely, like, to me, he was super old. And then I was like, yeah, it's fine that he's dating the teacher. But now I'm like, that is not okay.
It's not fine.
His parents need to come back to Europe and they need to they need to put a
kibosh.
Kibosh, that's it. Yeah, on this.
But they're not good either. I mean, I don't know.
And in the end, it wasn't the same pairing that you would have expected from Breakfast Club. But what the fuck? The first one, you're like, okay, yeah, great.
Yeah.
Second one, you're like, no, but no.
So.
But absolutely no.
Yeah. Here's the next theater thing that I want to bring up. I think that we got a Grease ending. I think that this is the ending of Grease.
Oh, because he's the hip guy and now she's the nerdy girl? Wait.
No, I just mean that, like, people are, like, changing themselves in order to, like, match with the person that they have a crush on. Like, oh, suddenly the bad boy is a jock and he's on the football team and like the coach is super supportive. Oh, suddenly the goth girl is wearing lavender.
She's wearing like lavender. Yeah, okay. Like we both clocked the same color. Okay. There is a philosophical thing I want to get to, but first, they do talk about how the alien makes you more into the person that you wish that you could be. And they brought up, and by they, I mean some commenter on IMDb, brought up that they thought that her character...
Wait, which her?
Her name's not Sophia. What's her name?
Are we talking girl with the face? Are we talking...
Punky Brewster. That's
Queen?
not her name. Yeah, Bitchy Ice Queen.
Got it. Delilah.
Okay, Delilah. Delilah wanted to be just fit in with everyone and not stand out. But that is not because she was conventionally attractive. That is the path that she went down. But she wanted to just be one of the people. As opposed to Casey, who wanted to be...
He wants to be...
important.
In the limelight.
So,
yeah.
like, that was kind of like a switch. And it seemed like... And they pointed out that because of this, people started to become more who they wanted to be. And they had, like, this collective trauma together. And they became more of a community and were much happier.
Huh. That's really funny. That's an excellent thing to bring up. I just think that it's funny that you're like, now they are like they're more of a community after they've broken away from this hive mind that was possessing them. Like, that's ironic. This is a smart movie, dude.
Yeah. But I was also like, what she's describing sounds pretty sweet. I was like, I don't know. Casey's really anti it, but maybe like she's selling something. She's a good salesman.
That part when Stan turns, he had me until he said one specific thing, and then I was mean. I wasn't mean. He was mean. I was upset.
Yeah.
But when he was like, there's no pain, you don't have to think, I was like,
okay,
tell me more. Okay. Go on.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, you will be beautiful.
That pissed
and
me
I was
off.
like,
I was so angry. I was like, she's fucking gorgeous.
Already beautiful. Mm-hmm. So mad.
I was like, this better not be you talking, Stan. This better not be you talking.
Absolutely not. No.
And it's
under
not.
No circumstances.
It's not him talking, because in the end, he and Stokely end up together. And they seem very happy.
They do seem happy. And I loved right before he gets got, when he's leaving, she like kisses him all spur of the moment. I was like, man. And then Elijah Wood and Zeke make that like face at her like, okay. I was like, I fucking love
the dynamic
when teens are just teens. Like, I love in a movie, like, Scream was always good at this.
Oh, yeah.
And like they/them was good at this. Like, crazy shit is going on.
But you're still
like,
kids. Yeah.
You're still kids and you're still people and you're still like living through the human condition. Like, I love that. I love when teens are just teens.
Yeah, that was my philosophical question. When it comes down to it, if someone promises these things.
Yeah.
And Mary Beth seems fine. Spoiler, it's Mary Beth. This is where we get into the part that we've described this entire episode. But the part, and one of my favorite scenes that I remember so vividly, also only watched on TV, so her boobs were super blurred out. But Mary Beth coming out.
They were super blurred out in what I watched.
It was like dark, but like on TV, it like did a weird thing every time.
Like,
and I was like, what the fuck? So this was the first time I was like, oh, boobs. She has them.
Boobs. It's not like
but
tentacles
he like
under
walks out
there.
and he was like, she was like, don't you like my body? And he was like, Mary Beth, why are you naked? And I was like, fair logic in this. You're a teenage boy, so you would expect you to not go to that. And she was like, fuck. Come on, Zeke. Boobs.
Come on, Zeke. I mean, fair play. She just picked the wrong guy, right? Like,
if it was Casey,
Zeke
it'd
is
be
too
fine.
smart.
Yeah.
So here's the thing about Casey. I got to thinking about that scene in particular. When she's like, they realize it's her. I think Stokely has we discover Stokely is infected and she's like in the cage. And so Zeke and Elijah Wood Casey, sorry, are like creepy crawling through the locker room, and she's walking down the middle doing a monologue about how great it is to be part of the Borg. She's like, we're a family. We come from all of this water, this like luscious earth or planet, and it'll be nice here too. And you can like join us.
Where the outcast can be part of the
exactly.
Sports
it was
team and where
very
the can be
much. It made me start thinking about like QAnon radicalization that happened online.
Oh man. Okay.
Like
now
I
you're
was
telling
like,
me I could fall
Casey
into
was
QAnon.
almost like an incel.
Oh.
It was just like very cult talk, very like indoctrination talk, which is, you know, obviously when you're talking about like a hive mind.
I was like, this is fair. Okay, I'm in.
No,
I'm
it was
tired.
like
I'm in.
Manipulation.
Do you mean you're going to take my body and you're going to go to work every day and be doing that and I don't have to do it?
You'll do it for me?
I think I'm kind of okay with that.
Do you need just my firstborn or like the first couple?
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I will allow it.
Especially if you're like piloting the ship.
Yeah, as long as I don't have to deal with the happening part where it happens.
Can I just sleep?
Oh.
Okay.
I think it's fair to say that we would
it.
probably fall into, yes, it's fine.
Yeah.
I would want to be a Casey. I'd want to say, no, we need to have our autonomy. But he's just not tired enough. He didn't go through a pandemic.
He's not tired enough. Yeah. Yeah. No, he's a child. He hasn't been to Mordor yet or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
like I think that in like moment to moment, I would be a Casey. Like, I'm not going to be a Delilah. My partner has fallen in the hallway and I'm running away.
Yeah, that was shitty.
No, I'm going back to help.
Yeah, why
no
would
man
he
left
date
behind.
her after that? I have
So that he can be on the front page of the school newspaper.
and time.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the Times, which is also
Probably
both.
the Ohio Times.
Oh, all of them Times.
No, I think moment to moment I would be a Casey, but I think that like if
I think it would be a Stokely because they would be like, "Hey, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, what happened, Kelly?" And then you'd be like, "Yes, I have all of the information. Here it is."
So first, Donald Sutherland said, they're going to be like, stop. No, focus up. Yeah, I think that I would, Stokely was so confident with her hypotheses. I think that I would be like, I need way more information. I can't advise you on anything until we gather some more facts.
But if you are under the threat of an actual alien invasion and alien possession, and you have to go with the knowledge that you already know,
Yeah.
you could form something.
I could.
You could and you would.
I would. And I am also really good in a crisis. Like, they'd never know how nervous I was about the information I was giving them. I would hide it very well. However, if an alien cornered me in like a hallway and was like, hey, yo, girl, you don't have to think anymore, I'd be like, okay, just make it look like an accident.
Just pull me into the pool. They whispered that whenever they were doing the finger nose.
Yeah.
Whenever they did the drug test, she was like, I'm one of them. And she was like, okay, just pull me. Just like,
Sick, dude.
she's like, I'll go
What's the
along with it.
application process like? Oh. One thing that I thought was really funny and stupid was in the pool, there was a big painted sign on the wall that said it was supposed to be like for the swimmers, like,
Okay.
you're competing, here's some inspirational text. It says the power to win comes from within. And I was like, oh, it's true for the movie too. Cute. What did you think about seeing the monster? It's hard on this one.
It is difficult because I don't think it was terrible,
No, not terrible.
but I may have needed a little bit less than they gave me.
Yeah, I needed a little bit less for like the first 90% of the movie. But that like last bit where Delilah, that's not her name in this. That's her name in Dead Like Me. How long have I been calling her Delilah?
What is her name? I called her Delilah.
Mary Beth. It's Mary Beth.
Oh, no. Delilah was the other girl.
You're right.
Yeah,
Delilah's the other
you're
girl.
doing good.
Daisy is this girl in Dead Like
You're
Me.
good.
Okay. Boy.
D names. What are you going to do?
When Daisy /
Mary
Mary Beth gets squished by the bleachers, that scene looked great.
That was a good one.
That was a puppet. That was practical. That part looked great. Yeah, the CG in the beginning
was interesting. But I feel like this was a good time capsule of that time, and I'm happy about it.
Time capsule.
Yeah, like I'm like, this is bad, but I love it. Like this could be a nostalgia goggle for me, but I fucking love this movie.
No, I loved this movie, and I don't have the nostalgia goggles. Like I said,
so
I just remembered the nostrils, and that does not carry a movie. And here's what I'll say about the parts that don't look great. Think about how effective they were still, though. Like, God, that scene with the fingies.
Yeah.
I was screaming. Like, oh my God. That was like a double whammy. Zeke cuts off Jon Stewart's fingers, and then the fingers all scatter and start attacking. And also, he's got those weird tentacles coming out of his
nubs. I'm like Famke Janssen's head walking
Oh my God.
on the pavement. Like, this movie was ridiculous, but everything was done so well. I don't know. This is like a perfect movie. I love this movie so much.
I love this movie. Okay, so I have seen like GIFs of Famke Janssen's head crawling because I'm on the internet. Did not know that it was from this movie. So when that happened,
like, oh
I felt like I had seen a celebrity. I was so excited. And then her like body like searching for her head. I feel like that was another reference. That was giving Hocus Pocus.
There are so many references in this movie. And even like the drug scene was supposed to be a reference to The Thing, and the blood scene, which is another movie in our series. So we've got Invasion of the Body Snatchers, The Thing, and Clea Duvall and Ghosts of Mars. And then we got Men in Black as they're shooting the shit. I'm sorry, you guys. You guys are going to hear our entire series as a description right now. But I'm so excited. Like, this movie was the perfect movie to start with because it has all of the movies. I'm so glad you were like, great. Let's start with this one. I was like, oh, thank God. I'm so happy I get to watch this.
I honestly was like, let's start with The Faculty because I thought it was going to be like a softball.
No.
Like, let's start with this movie and then we can like ramp up. No, we're coming in
so
fucking hot. Like, loved this. But I'm glad you brought up the other movies because I did want to ask what your expectations are for the others. I've seen The Thing, but not in 25 years. Like, I was a child the last time I saw it.
Oh my God. So I was talking to my dad about this, and I was like, oh, we're going to watch The Thing. And he was like, oh, are you watching the new one or the old one? And I was like, oh yeah, the old one.
Yeah. Old one.
There's a much older one in 65.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, which I didn't know about. So when we were talking about the new one, is Kurt Russell? Is that who it's?
Kurt Russell. That's not the new one. There's
but
like
that's the medium.
new one. That's the medium one.
Yeah, that's the one that I said was the old one. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one that I thought was the old one. And I was like, oh, that's the old one.
Yeah.
And then I was like, no, we're watching the old one. He was like, oh, okay. That scared me a lot when I was a kid. And then my brother was like, what?
Those years aren't adding up.
Kid? And then he was like, there's another one. And I was like, there is not. And then I looked it up and I was like, oh my God, there are three of them.
God damn.
Yeah. So we're going to watch the medium one because Ghosts of Mars is also a John Carpenter movie. And I chose that one because it looked fun.
Bad. Oh, no.
Bad.
Yeah,
okay.
bad.
We can say that too.
No, fun. Two things can be true.
Does it have Ice Cube? It's got Ice Cube in it, right?
It does. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is the one that I think I don't know what to think about that one yet. Because like Carpenter,
Clea Duvall.
Clea Duvall.
Mm-hmm.
possession of ghosts on Mars?
Yeah, no, it seems
Question mark?
ridiculous.
It seems, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see it. But I genuinely don't know which way the needle is going to fall.
Yeah, I don't know either. I am so excited. Ghosts of Mars.
The Thing is going to be great, obviously.
Wait, am I looking at the right one? 2001, Ghosts of Mars.
That's right. Yeah.
And it has Ice Cube and Jason Statham and Clea Duvall. It's going to be a perfect movie. I'm so excited.
Wait, is this the one where we treat Mars like we used to treat Australia and we send our convicts and criminals to Mars?
In 2076, a Martian police unit is sent to pick up a highly dangerous criminal at a remote mining post. Upon arrival, the cops find that the post has become I'm going to say a word.
Okay.
Charnel house? Is that a thing? What's that mean? What is that? That's a word I don't know.
Boy. Yeah.
Should I Google it or am I going to get weird stuff? Charnel house.
You'll not get weird stuff. No.
Okay.
I do not know how to pronounce
that word. A place associated with violent death? Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Charnel house.
I did it right.
Charnel. Cool.
That doesn't happen often. Oh my God.
Yeah, honestly, earlier when I said Famke Janssen, I was like, I definitely learned how to say this from Chelsea. So there is
let me Google that.
no way to know.
Right, there is no way to know.
Oh boy. Okay, this was super fun. Do we have any more thoughts on The Faculty?
Sorry, I'm trying to go through all the cast to make sure that I have covered everybody because everyone brought in the best performance they've ever brought into any movie ever.
Yeah, everybody crushed it.
Josh Hartnett's stereotypical brooding character. He's a contradiction.
I'm a sucker for that every time. He's an enigma.
He has a cowlick. It's beautiful.
I love it.
When I watched it, I was like, yeah, in the mid-90s, Josh Hartnett, he was a fucking fox.
And that guy that he is, that stereotype of a guy, kind of a burnout, but really smart. Smooth talker, but not in a gross way.
And still really sweet when it comes down to it. Soft heart.
Long sleeve shirt under a t-shirt.
Beautiful. Everybody loves it. Let's bring it back.
Yeah. I mean, don't.
Maybe.
Don't.
If you look like Josh Hartnett, please do.
Well, if you look like Josh Hartnett.
You can do whatever the fuck you want. Yeah, this movie would be a 10 out of 10 for me. But once again, I know that you aren't nostalgia goggling it. I have the biggest nostalgia goggles. My feelings the entire time. I was like, oh, I remember the scene. Oh, I love this part. Oh, this line. And the lines that I heard, I would have a moment of pause and I'd be like, that's not what they fucking said. And I was like, that's not what they said on TNT.
Oh, you mentioned the edited. You heard the edited version.
I think cheese and crackers. Is that what it is instead of Jesus Christ? John Stewart and his character says, Jesus Christ. It says cheese and crackers. In the edited version. There is a scene at the end that I went through a lot of articles and or Reddit posts to try to figure out what the line is, but there is a line at the end that Josh Hartnett says, and I was like, right when I watched it, I was like, that's not what he says. But I don't know what it is, and I couldn't find it, but they were The Faculty was heavily edited for TV, so a lot of the lines have been edited a lot. So, and I was like, yeah, I noticed that when I was watching it. They felt unnatural while I was watching it this time because of the fact that I was so ingrained with the TV edited version.
That's so interesting. There has to be, those have to exist somewhere.
I know, I have to find them.
I mean, I don't even know if they've been archived anywhere. Those are just in, they're just on a shelf somewhere.
Man, if they come out.
The HBO basement.
I'm going to do the best I can. Well, I also did a lot of reading on the, promotion of the film and how there was, Tommy Hilfiger was associated with the film and everyone's wearing Tommy Hilfiger clothes, which was super pumped in the 90s. And they were all in, commercials for it. And, parts of this movie were in Tommy Hilfiger commercials. And there was, a music video for the Another Brick in the Wall by whoever covered it. And Elijah Wood was in it.
Elijah Wood was in it.
So was the girl, and so was maybe Clea Duvall, but there were 3 people from the movie in the music video. Do you remember the music video?
Okay. I do not remember the music video. However, that cover really stood out to me in the
Oh.
soundtrack. Like, there were a couple songs that were very recognizable, but clearly covers. And I was like, what is that about? And just assumed like, oh, they couldn't clear the rights. Like it was too expensive. But no, it sounds like it was a brand deal. Okay, good for them.
Yeah, just had to get more money into the film, which is great. This is a time capsule. This movie is a time capsule.
Yeah. This is a buy for me.
Oh yeah, definite buy.
And movies don't scare me. This got me a couple times.
Yeah.
Not like existentially,
But like
the body horror.
Yeah.
The body horror had me like viscerally reacting. My windows were open and I was like, I know that I am disturbing my neighbors. Like I am feeling a lot of feelings.
the part where Elijah Wood gets them shot into his face and then they fall back out. I was like, that feeling. I can feel it. I can feel it right here.
Oh my God. Or like dropping it into people's ear.
Yeah. Yeah, with Salma Hayek, hers was like, pff,
oh my God.
blood everywhere.
That was, oh my God.
so good. Ooh, and even
so
like,
distressing.
and I feel like the woman in the shower, that was a nod to something else, right? Yeah. Her with her skin falling off as she's in the shower trying to come up to him. Yeah. It reminds me, The Shining?
Like
the woman in the bathtub?
Oh, that's smart. Yeah.
So next week, listen to us talk about The Thing.
Yeah. I'm excited. I haven't seen this one since I was a child. I don't really remember it so much as the X-Files episode based on it. So yeah, we'll be back next week for the middlest thing.
The middle? That makes it sound like it's
the
bad.
middlest one. No. I mean, chronologically.
It's probably the top one in terms of quality, but
Probably.
I'm not sure.
I mean, I don't know. I don't want to shit on the 60s one. Society just has a short memory.
It is
Maybe it like totally rules.
One of my friends who I respects their opinion on horror movies, favorite horror movie. So I'm excited to watch it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's not going to be bad. We're not going to come out of it like, ugh, piece of shit. No, we're going to love it.
We for sure are. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. And in the meantime, if you miss our voices, you can go check us out on our other podcast called Debut Buddies, which we host with our friend Nate Regolia. It's a fortnightly podcast about firsts, and our most recent episode is on the first dinosaur, and it's fun and stupid. Go learn about,
Go hear us talk about.
Go hear us talk about the first dinosaur. And as always, please, if you like the show, make sure to like and subscribe, rate and review, tell your friends. Word of mouth helps us so much. And you can follow us on all of the social medias at No Show Monster. Whether or not we're there is, day to day. Oh boy. Okay. We will see you next week to talk about The Thing. Okay. Bye. Happy spookies.
Happy spookies.